Jesus and Paul under fire by Frank Viola. Like many of you, I watch the news coverage for the USA presidential campaigns, and I've seen some of the attack ads on both sides. Now, why do politicians spend obscene amounts of money on ads which attack their opponents, most often falsely? Because they work. In general, people are gullible and will believe whatever they hear or read without checking the facts or going to the sources themselves. On that score, Rick Warren made this comment recently. "I've never seen more irresponsible personal attacks, mean-spirited slander, and flat-out dishonest attack ads, and I don't expect that tone to change before the election." This got me thinking. What's happening in the political world right now in the USA has been going on in the religious world for over 2,000 years. Consider the misrepresentations and false accusations leveled at Jesus during his earthly days, thousands of years before the internet and cable news. He was accused of being an illegitimate child, John 8:41. He was accused of being a deceiver, John 7:12. He was accused of being mentally ill, John 10:20. He was accused of being demon-possessed, Matt 9:34. John 7:20. He was accused of being Beelzebub, Satan, Matt 10:25. He was accused of being a blasphemer, Matt 9:3. 26-65, Mark 2-7. Luke 5:21. He was accused of being a lawbreaker, unbiblical, Mark 2:24. Luke 13:34. He was accused of being a false prophet, Luke 7:39. He was accused of being a glutton, Matt 11:19. He was accused of being a drunkard, Matt 11:19. He was accused of saying that he would destroy the temple in Jerusalem, Mark 14:58. At best, Jesus' words were misunderstood by his own followers, John 21:22-23. At worst, they were deliberately twisted by his detractors, Matthew 26-60-61. In addition, Jesus was betrayed by one of his disciples, denied by another disciple, and in his darkest hour, he was deserted by all of them. To their credit, his female disciples never deserted him. Interestingly, Jesus said these striking words to his followers. "Remember the words I spoke to you. No servant is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you also." John 15:20. It is enough for the student to be like his teacher, and the servant like his master. If the head of the house has been called Beelzebub, the head of devils, how much more the members of his household. Matthew 10:25. Woe to you when all men speak well of you. Luke 6:26. One such follower, in whom these words were fulfilled, was Paul of Tarsus. Consider the things that were circulating about Paul by his contemporaries. A good part of the scripture references in this list contain Paul's response to his critics' accusations. He was accused of being a man-pleaser and a coward, Gal 1:10, 1 Thess 2:4. He was accused of being a false apostle, Gal 1:11-10. 2 Cor 11:16-12:12. He was accused of being a flatterer, 1 Thess 2-5. He was slandered and his good was evil spoken of, 1 Cor 10:30. He was accused of being greedy, 1 Thess 2-5, 9. He was accused of seeking glory from men, 1 Thess 2-6. He was accused of extorting God's people, to Cor 2:17, 11-7-21. He was accused of being a deceiver and a crafty manipulator, to Cor 6-8, 12-16. He was given a bad reputation by some, to Cor 6-8. He was the subject of insults, to Cor 12:10. He was accused of being a controller, to Cor 10-1-2, 9-11. He was accused of blasphemy, Acts 24:26. He was accused of being a cult leader, Acts 24:5. He was accused of being a criminal, Acts 16:20-21. 24:5-10-9. As I answer questions from non-Christians today, I find that Jesus and Paul are still being misrepresented, distorted, and lied about. For example, not too long ago, the idea that Jesus had a wife when he was a young man made headline news, even though the idea was shredded not long afterwards, showing that the alleged evidence was a forgery. Some who are gullible still believe it. I'm Frank Viola and I approve this message.